What's the real price you're paying for your bad habits? No, I'm not talking about the I feel a bit tired nonsense. I'm talking about the silent debt you're currently racking up. Your energies on life support, your dreams are gathering dust in a corner, your relationships, well, they're gathering and crumbling while you snack or seep your way into oblivion. Let's keep it real. These habits are not harmless distractions, they are slow poison. The harmless drink after work, it's not unwinding you, it's rewinding your progress. The endless scroll is not just 5 minutes, it's hours of your life flushed down the digital toilet. Let me give you some truths. Chronic stress, often fueled by these habits, is linked to 60% of all illnesses. That's right. Your little vices are signing contracts with heart disease, diabetes, and depression. Congratulations, you're killing yourself softly. So, how long are you going to keep letting these habits rob you blind? Is it going to be another month? Is it going to be another year, another decade, or until it's too late to fix this whole mess? Hi, my name is Tino Jallo. I'm the founder of Jallo Wellness, and I help busy professionals break free from the chains of bad habits, reclaim their energy, and finally achieve the life they've been putting off for too long. My mission is very simple to empower you to stop just surviving and start thriving physically, mentally, and emotionally. But let me keep it 100% real with you. I wasn't always this guy. I've been where you are. For years, I was stuck in a loop of bad choices, drinking to take the edge off, vaping like it was my lifeline, and eating my emotions while zoning out on Netflix at 1 a.m. I told myself it was just a phase, but let me keep it real. That phase turned into months and years of regrets, wasted potential, and feeling like a shadow of the person I wanted to be. It wasn't until January 2020 when I hit rock bottom that I finally woke up. I realized the hard truth. The cost of staying the same was way higher than the discomfort of making a change. This is a part one of a three-part series where I will show you how to break free from the habits that are holding you back, rewire your mindset for success, and build a life that finally feels like yours. If you're ready to stop settling, hit the subscribe button now because this is your chance to rewrite your script. Let's talk about the damage you're doing to your health. And no, I'm not just talking about feeling tired or gaining a few pounds. I'm talking about the slow destruction of your vitality. That relaxing drink after work, it's killing your sleep. And bad sleep isn't just making you groggy, it's destroying your metabolism, spiking your blood pressure, and setting you up for diabetes, heart disease, and depression. Vaping, oh, you think that's better than smoking? That's very cute. But you're still pumping unknown chemicals into your lungs that steal your stamina and mess with your head. Stress eating, that's not just adding weight and giving you a belly. It's adding visceral fat, the silent killer wrapped around your organs. Here's the reality. Every one of these habits is a vote for chronic illness. You're not just borrowing energy from tomorrow, you're stealing years from your future. So let me ask you this. What is it going to take for you to wake up? A doctor diagnosis, or are you willing to stop digging your own grave with your habits today? Bad habits, they don't just mess with your body, they mess with your head and your mental health too. Social media is like a self esteem demolition derby. Every time you scroll, you're comparing your messy behind the scenes life to someone else's highlight reel. And what's the result? You feel anxious, maybe depression, and that feeling that maybe you're not good enough. But it doesn't stop there. Procrastination feels good at the moment, but until it starts to snowball into missed deadlines, skyrocketing stress, and guilt that eats you alive. Stress eating, binge watching Netflix, well, there's the same story there. You're trading a fleeting moment of comfort for hours or days of frustration with yourself. Here's an analogy I share with my clients. It's like eating junk food for your brain. It tastes great going down when you have it, but it leaves you feeling bloated, lethargic, and full of regret. So here's the real question. How much longer are you going to feed your mind garbage before it collapses under the weight of negativity and feelings that you're not good enough? Your bad habits are not just your problem, they are collateral damage for everyone you care about. How many times have you scrolled on your phone while your partner was trying to have a real conversation? Or you numbed yourself with a beer instead of paying attention to your kids? I had a client who finally realized his beers every night were driving a wedge in his marriage. His wife told him, "You're not, you're here, but you're not here." Imagine hearing that. Imagine being told you're a ghost in your own home because you let your habits hijack your presence. What kind of a parent, partner, or friend do you want to be? And are your habits helping or hurting that vision? Do you think your bad habits don't show up at work? Well, you need to think again because that late night scrolling session, your poor sleep routine, it's why you're walking into meetings unprepared, scrambling to hit deadlines. Let me give you a statistic. Chronic procrastination doesn't just wreck your productivity, it increases stress and even harms your physical health. That's right. Your "I will do it tomorrow" mindset is killing your career and your well being. So let's cut the excuses. What's the cost of being the person who always says, "I'm working on it," but never delivers to the best of their ability? What promotion, raises, and opportunities have you been throwing away because you're too busy sabotaging yourself? Why do we keep going back to habits we know hurt us? We know they're bad for us because they feel good right now, and that's instant gratification fully at play. Choosing something easy and pleasurable in the moment, even though it hurts us in the long run. Let me tell you a little bit more about the habit loop and how it works. First, you have the trigger. You feel something, maybe stress, boredom, or anxiety, or even just an habit. Second is the behavior or action. You do something to make yourself feel better. A drink, a snack, scrolling your phone. It gives you a quick hit of dopamine, which is your brain way of saying, "That felt nice. Do it again." And finally, you have the rewards for the behavior. That temporary relief makes you feel better in the moment. But here's the trap. It doesn't solve the problem. The stress, boredom, or anxiety comes back and you repeat the cycle. It's like a hamster running on the wheel. You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere. That beer or smoking or weed you used to relax is actually stealing you tomorrow's energy. That quick scroll on Instagram, it's robbing your focus. That comfort snack is pushing you further away from your goals. Here's the brutal truth. Every time you choose a quick fix, you're borrowing happiness from your future self. And the bill is always bigger than you expect. So, how do you start breaking this cycle? You need to look at your triggers and ask yourself, when do I reach for this habit? What am I feeling right before it happens? Is this really helping or just making things worse later? Once you see the pattern, you can start changing it. The next time you feel a trigger, pause, take a breath, ask yourself, what do I really need right now? Maybe it's a walk or a glass of water, journaling, or just stepping away from the stress. Are you willing to trade your future happiness for a quick hit today? Or are you ready to break the cycle and take control? Let's keep it real. The biggest excuse people give for their bad habits is stress. They say, "I drink to relax, I scroll to escape, I eat because it makes me feel comfortable or comforts me." But here's the uncomfortable truth: your habits are not solving your stress, they are sedating you. They are numbing you to the pain without addressing the cause. It's like putting a plaster on a broken leg, it doesn't fix anything. Drinking to relax, sure, it can take the edge off for a moment, but then what? What happens? You wake up feeling groggy and productive, even more stressed because now you're playing catch up. Escaping into social media. You're not escaping, you're drowning in comparison, fake highlights, and negativity. That 10 minutes of scrolling on social media quickly becomes 1 hour or two of self doubt. Emotional eating, that comfort snack doesn't comfort for long. It's a temporary high followed by regret, you being sluggish, and weight gain, which only adds to your stress. So here's what happens when you keep masking stress instead of managing it. One, your health deteriorates. Chronic stress combined with bad habits like overeating, drinking, or smoking puts your body under constant pressure. Over time, this leads to weight gain, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. And for me, in my case, I burnt out. Two, your mind becomes your enemy. Avoidance tactics like procrastination, binge watching, or scrolling don't make the stress go away. It actually amplifies it. The more you avoid, the bigger the problem feels. And finally, three, your potential shrinks. Every time you choose a habit to cope instead of dealing with the root cause, you are reinforcing the idea that you cannot handle life. Stress becomes your master instead of your motivator. And here's a statistic for you to really see this. The American Institute of Stress reports that 77% of people experience stress that affects their physical health, and 73% experience stress that impacts their mental health. You're not alone, but that doesn't mean you get to use stress as a crutch forever. What if stress became your superpower? Now imagine this. Instead of letting stress control you, you use it to fuel your growth. If you're stressed about work, maybe channel it into preparation, learning, or taking bold action. If you're stressed about relationships, use it to start tough conversations and deepen your connections. Maybe you're stressed about your health. Let's drive you to create routines and build resilience, and perhaps get support in the way. And here's the thing, stress is energy. It's your body way of telling you something needs to change. The problem is how we respond to it. So, are you using the energy to fix what's wrong, or are you wasting it by avoiding it? I want you to think of stress like a car engine. If you neglect it, ignore the warning lights, or put the wrong fuel into the car, like bad habits, it's going to break down. But if you maintain it, use the right fuel, and handle it early, it's going to keep driving you forward. So let me ask you this question. What if you stop masking your stress and started to master it? What if you stop letting stress be the reason you stay stuck and made it the reason you grow stronger? It's time for you to stop being a passenger in your life, letting stress and bad habits steer the wheel. You got to take control, all right? And it starts with choosing to face stress head on instead of running from it. Bad habits feel safe, don't they? They are familiar, they are predictable, they are like the warm, cozy blanket you wrap yourself in when life gets tough. But let's keep it real. Comfort zones are death traps. They're where dreams go to die, where growth gets suffocated, and where your potential stops. When I tried to quit vaping, it wasn't just about the nicotine, it was the whole routine. It was the ritual of stepping outside for a stress break at work, the habit of reaching for it when I was bored while scrolling on social media, or maybe I was feeling overwhelmed. I told myself it was helping, but let me be real with you. It was keeping me slow, unfocused, and numb. I wasn't just addicted to the nicotine, I was addicted to the comfort it provided. But that comfort came at a cost. My energy, my focus, and my confidence was slipping through my fingers while I stayed stuck in that same loop. So, why your brain clings to that comfort? Well, our brains are wired for survival and not success. It's programmed to avoid pain and seek pleasure. So, when you're stressed, tired, or overwhelmed, your brain craves comfort, the path of least resistance. Bad habits, even when they hurt you in the long run, feel safe because they're easy. They require no effort, no risk, and no uncertainty. And let me tell you a little bit how the brain works. One, comfort signals safety. Your brain associates routine and predictability with security. A habit, even a bad one, feels familiar and safe. Two, change signals danger. Trying something new or stepping outside of your comfort zone triggers fear to the brain. Your brain whispers, what if we fail? What if it's hard? It's better to stay where we are and make it easy. And lastly, you stay stuck. By clinging to bad habits, you avoid the short term discomfort of change, but you trade it for the long term pain of regret. Think about what's costing you to stay in your comfort zone. I will tell you at least three things. First, your health. Opening that bottle of whiskey or beer every night, or maybe vaping or smoking weed habit may feel relaxing, but it's quietly chipping away at your vitality. Let's look at your confidence. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you reinforce the belief that you're not capable of more. And finally, your growth. Staying where you are is it's easy, and it means you're not moving forward. You're watching opportunities pass you by because you're too afraid to step up. I want you to think of your comfort zone like a car that's been parked for too long. It feels safe to sit on it, but the engine starts to rust. The longer you sit there, the harder it becomes to get moving again. Eventually, the car won't even start. Now, let's flip this perspective. Growth feels like reviving the engine and taking the car on the road. Sure, it may feel a little bit risky at first, but that's how you build momentum and that's how you get somewhere. What are you really afraid of? Because let's be honest, the habits you're clinging on to are not serving you. They're holding you hostage. So let me ask you, what are you avoiding by staying in your comfort zone? What fear is keeping you stuck in bad habits that no longer serve you? Every time you choose comfort over change, you're making a silent agreement to stay in the same. And here's the question: are you okay with that? What would happen if you decided that comfort is no longer enough and that you're willing to embrace discomfort for the sake of growth? Because here's the truth: the pain of staying the same will always outweigh the pain of change. So, what's it going to be? Comfort or the life you actually want? Now imagine waking up every day full of energy, clarity, and purpose. Imagine being fully present with your family, excelling at work, and feeling proud of the person in the mirror. That's not just a dream, that's what happens when you stop letting bad habits own you. And here's your challenge for this week. I want you to track one habit, write down when you do it, why you do it, and what's it costing you. Drop it in the comments so we can hold each other accountable. Your future self is watching you. If this hit you where it hurts, good. Hit subscribe because part two is going to dig even deeper into breaking the cycle and rewiring your mindset for success. And drop a comment below. What's one habit you're ready to kill? Let's start the work today.